Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we connect the dots to see if a company's big announcements really hold water, or if it is just hot air today. We're diving into Harmony Biosciences Holdings Incorporated's latest filing, and let's just say it is not exactly the symphony they were hoping for. Alright, so Harmony Biosciences Holdings Incorporated, for those who might not be familiar, is a company focused on developing treatments. They've been in the news for their work on certain neurological conditions. Now, this report, a Form 8K, is essentially a current report of significant events. Think of it as a company's way of quickly telling the public when something important happens that they need to know about. The key date here is the 24th of September 2025. This filing isn't about endless financial tables for past quarters, but rather an immediate announcement of a major event. And what is that event? Well, it's directly related to a crucial clinical trial. This is the headline, folks, their big so-called flagship study, the Reconnect study aimed at helping people with social avoidance. Well, it did not hit its main target, and the reason given is quite telling: a higher than expected placebo response rate. What this means in simple terms is that the patients who received a sugar pill, or what they thought was a treatment, but actually had no active drug, improved so much that it made it impossible to see if the actual drug was working better. This is a tough pill to swallow for any biotech company, especially after a phase 3 trial, which is the final stage before seeking approval. Now let's look at how the market is treating this news. Harmony Biosciences Holdings Incorporated has its common stock traded on the Nasdaq Global Market under the ticker symbol HAMI. When a company announces trial results like these, especially negative ones, you expect the stock to react. And it is likely that the market has already priced in this disappointment, meaning investors are probably feeling the sting. This part is a bit of legal jargon, but it is important for understanding how this specific piece of information is being presented. The company is essentially saying this announcement is for your information, but we are not officially filing it as part of our audited financials or other formal reports. So if something in here turns out to be wrong, don't sue us under those specific rules. It is a standard disclaimer for these types of announcements to avoid certain liabilities. And then we get to the forward-looking statements. This section is where they talk about future expectations, plans, and predictions. They'll often remind you that these are just guesses based on current information, and the actual results could be very different. They mention risks and uncertainties and point to their annual report for more details on those risks. It is their way of saying, we're hopeful, but things could go wrong, and here is where you can read all the scary stuff. They also state they do not plan to update these statements unless required by law. This means if things change, they might not tell you. This is the standard language that covers any statement made by the company that isn't a historical fact. It's a crucial part of risk management for public companies. They are essentially hedging their bets, making it clear that their projections and hopes are not guarantees. They are based on management's current opinions and beliefs. This sentence really emphasizes the inherent uncertainty in the biotech world. They admit that even with their best estimates, predicting outcomes is incredibly hard. There are so many variables, from scientific hurdles to market reactions, that can alter their path. It is a candid admission of the challenges they face. This is them basically saying, go read our big annual report for the nitty-gritty on what could go wrong. They're pointing you to other documents for a full picture of the risks. It is standard practice, but important to remember that the real deep dive into potential dangers is often found in those larger filings. Here, they're attaching the actual press release that contained this crucial news. Think of it as the primary source document for this specific event. It is the official announcement detailing the trial results. And finally, we see the signature section. This is where an authorized representative of the company confirms the accuracy of the filing. In this case, it's Christian Ulrich, identified as SVP and General Counsel. This signature signifies that the company has officially submitted this information to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, for short. So what is the big takeaway here for Harmony Biosciences Holdings Incorporated? The failure of their Reconnect study's primary endpoint is a significant blow. It calls into question their lead candidate for this indication, and likely impacts their pipeline and future revenue projections. For investors, this is a clear signal to reassess their position in the company. The higher than expected placebo response is a common hurdle in clinical trials, but it's particularly painful when it occurs in a late-stage pivotal study. This could lead to a re-evaluation of their overall strategy, potentially shifting focus to other pipeline assets or even exploring new therapeutic areas. The lack of updated forward-looking statements suggests they are taking a wait-and-see approach, but the market will be watching closely to see how they adapt to this setback. My take: the company is facing a major challenge in one of its most important programs. They'll need to demonstrate a clear path forward with their other projects or find a way to address the issues that led to this trial's failure to regain investor confidence. Alright, that is our decode of Harmony Biosciences Holdings Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these trial results and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.